Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Brittany joining us. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Amanda. Hi, everybody.
Guys, Brittany is a coach here at Create Your Future, and she is having a sale to start. So if you're looking for coaching, definitely check out the link below. And guys, we have a really exciting video. We are talking about something that people have asked me to talk about for quite some time now, is we're going to talk about how you can use the law of assumption to lose weight. So this is incredibly exciting. We have some success stories for you. And then we're, of course, going to give you some information on how you can do this in your life as well. And just before I dive into this, guys, we're having a contest. We get to 100,000 subscribers. We're giving away 3 free coaching sessions, 1 each to 3 different people with the coach of your choice. All you need to do to enter is subscribe, share our videos, and then comment. What have you manifested using the law of attraction or law of assumption? Just what have you manifested? Let's share our success stories so we give other people hope. And of course, if you'd like to ask me, Amanda, a question, you can definitely check out the link in the description below and post it on our Patreon, where I do the YouTube lives once a month. So welcome, Brittany.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, it's great. So you've got a success story about how to lose weight, I hear.
Yes, I do. So I actually consciously manifested losing 80 pounds. And I've kept that off for about 1.5 years now, and I don't even think about it anymore. I just easily keep the same body weight and I eat whatever I want. I don't really exercise. I don't really like exercising. And that's just my intentions, and that's how it is. My old story, I used to lose weight by dieting really, really hard and then gaining it all back as soon as I would have like the smallest little thing that I was feeling like I was missing out in my like really strict diet. But I decided I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to use the law of assumption. I'm going to assume that everything I eat is healthy for me. Everything I eat agrees with my body, and I'm at my natural body weight. And that's what happened. I stopped weighing myself. And people just kept telling me, like, are you losing weight? What are you doing to lose weight? And I'm like, maybe I should weigh myself and just check to see what's going on here. So I weighed myself, and the first time I had lost 10 pounds. And I was like, oh my God. Yes, like I kind of forgot that I was even doing this. It just became like my new story, and the weight just literally started to fall off.
Right.
So,
And
yeah.
you've nailed it, right? You nailed it. So, one thing is when you put in the work, right? And eventually it becomes an autopilot, it becomes a subconscious belief, and it just happens automatically, right? So I have a similar story. Now, I've lost, as you guys know, I've lost like over 130 pounds since January. So quite a substantial weight loss. Now, the funny thing was mine was a little bit more difficult. So like way back when I was younger, I did lose weight, gain weight, lost weight, gained weight, but you know what? I'd always say, well, you know what? I've always been overweight, and I'll only lose weight when I'm sick. And the other thing that happened, I remember when I was 12 years old, I was overweight, and they took me to a dietitian, and I was following that diet of 1,200 calories, but I still wasn't losing weight. And they were accusing me of basically cheating on the diet, right? And I wasn't, but I had my beliefs. My beliefs was that, I just sniff a muffin and I gain weight, and that I can't lose weight unless I get really sick. Well, you know what? Our thoughts stay into play. So I remember I said that I can't lose weight unless I get sick a long time ago, like 10 years ago. And then recently, about late last year, I thought, you know what? I'm going to work on myself and I'm going to intend to lose weight. Okay. But I didn't address the fact that I had that previous belief that I said about being sick. So then sure enough, as soon as I started saying, I'm going to lose weight, I started to get sick, and I actually got really sick. And I'm like, oh man, now I got to work on my health as well as my weight. So I got my health back together. And then I started reaffirming that I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to be healthy, and that, everything is going to work out for me. And I don't change what I eat at all. And I lose weight easily and effortlessly now because I've started actually changing what my thoughts were. So a good thing to do if you're starting out all this is dump out all your previous beliefs that you have to start changing your story. Because every thought that you've had, every belief that you've had throughout your life, depending on how old you are, they're going to be in play just like they were for me. And it has to be a time where you sit down and you dump out that story. You don't focus on it, you don't react on it, you don't dwell on it, but you use it constructively to create your new story, and you hit all those pain points and change them to the positive.
Yep. That's exactly what I did too. I wrote out a list. I used 2 separate pieces of paper, so I was able to throw that old story away after I finished, but I went through and I wrote everything that I've ever thought, things that people have told me in the past, like, my mom had her own issues with weight and, put those kind of onto me. And I wrote all of those out, crossed them all out, rewrote my intentions for the positive, and then I threw that piece of paper away and never had to look at it again. And I was all set with my intentions. And something that I love to do is say, it is natural in my affirmations. Like, it's natural for me to be at my ideal body weight. It's natural for me to easily lose weight. It's natural for me to eat whatever I want. And for me, that feels like just an easy flowing way to say things. And it just makes it feel more real and believable.
Exactly, exactly. Then what I started doing, right, is I kind of took a page out of the Bible. I did grow up religious. Is I started not really praying before I eat, right? But I started doing intentions before I eat, because I was like, I remember like in my mind, right, it'd be like, oh, I'm having a KFC chicken sandwich. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so fattening. And then I'd be like, no, I would consciously at that moment before I even ate it, go, no, you know what, this is going to make me healthy. I'm still going to lose weight. I'm going to enjoy this. And you know what, I'm still going to lose weight easily and effortlessly and be at my desired weight. And it's going to happen. And the funny thing is, actually, true story, me and Andrew both eat the same thing. I'm losing weight and he isn't. So I need to start intending for him, but it just goes to show that it's not about what you actually do. It's about your assumption about what you do, right? So earlier we were talking about exercising. I don't exercise. Are you kidding? There's no way. But I do live in a 3-story house. So I was like, you know what? I get more than enough exercise walking upstairs and downstairs. And then sure enough, I do. And I'm toning up just fine.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know for me, I've always gone on 2 walks a day, 20 minutes a day each. And I love walking. That's like enjoyable to me, but I could not even think about going to the gym or like lifting weights or anything. And people would always tell you, like, if you want, yeah, you great, you lost weight, but if you want to tone up, you have to lift weights and you have to, do that. So I was like, I'm not doing that. I don't have time to do that. I have 3 kids. Like, that's not happening for me. And it's not enjoyable for me either. So I started telling myself when we would go on walks, like, I would just be in my head, like, every step that I take, I'm toning my body. My muscles are getting stronger. I'm getting leaner and healthier. And, I love how lean my legs look. I love how tight my abs are. And honestly, I was kind of getting shocked when my stomach started like tightening up. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I even started thinking, like, have I been doing stuff to like work my ab muscles? And then I'm like, oh no, it's my intentions. Duh. Like,
Oh, exactly, exactly. It's amazing. And you know what else I do? And I love this is I see other women that are just like got gorgeous bodies. And I'm like, I'm going to look like that. That's
yeah.
exactly how I use it as a catalog. When I see like, actors on TV, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm totally going to look like that. And it's about focusing on that. So just to circle back to when I was younger on that diet, the reason why, even though I wasn't eating more than like 1,200 calories on this diet, was I had so many negative beliefs that were instilled in me, right, throughout the years of, obviously, because I got taken to a dietitian, there was, oh, you eat too much. And, and it was like, well, if you don't eat, like, if you just eat salads and some meat, then you'll be fine, right? But then, that's not, it didn't work for me either, because the belief wasn't there that it was going to work. The assumption was that, I can't lose weight. So when the law of assumption is what we assume, we end up creating in our reality. Even our body's overhearing what we're thinking and what we're saying, and it has to comply. And so we really want to dump out that old story, just get it out and change it into the new story and hit all those points, right? So, I think that's because everyone's blocks are different, 100% different with this, right? So, why you think that you are overweight, it's going to be different from why I think I was overweight, type of thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. And yeah, when initially, like, or back when I used to think, like, okay, this is how you have to eat because that's what doctors say. Like, this food is healthy and this food is unhealthy. But then I started thinking, like, how come this person can eat tons of sugar and tons of treats and not gain weight, but I'm gaining weight? So it's like, oh, wait, that's because I have that story that treats are bad, sugar is bad for you. Just change the story And then you could be that person too.
Right, exactly. And on the flip side of it, right, is you can also take the path of least resistance. Okay. So if you think you need to eat this balanced diet and you think you need to go to the gym 3-4 times a week, then, and you believe that that's what's going to help you to lose weight, then that's what's going to help you to lose weight. I remember I had this friend and she bought this like gimmick thing. It was just like off the ad seen on TV. And it was like, I don't even know what it was. Like it was some kind of massager. And she says, oh, you just massage yourself and you like lose weight. And she believed it. So all she had to do was this massager and she lost weight. So
Right.
even, sometimes it's easier to take the path of least resistance, to find something that you believe in that's going to work, right? Like, I mean, some people believe in like the soup diet or whatever diet, right? As long as whatever you're doing is healthy or you believe it's healthy for you. So, you don't necessarily have to fight all of your limiting beliefs, but if you do want to have the outcome where you can eat whatever you want and lose weight, well then, yeah, I suggest changing all those limiting beliefs to the belief that you can do that. But you don't necessarily need to do that, right? You can take the path of least resistance that you've created for yourself. And sometimes that is easier. And because sometimes people enjoy going to the gym. So we're not saying you don't have to do that. You can do that, but you can also do it this other way as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I do not like to eat sweets all the time because it makes my stomach hurt. So I like to eat lots of meat and I like to eat lots of carbs. But for me, that's what works because I assume that it's healthy and it's balanced. And I love that. I love eating that way. So that's what works for me. And at this point, I don't even think about what I'm eating anymore. If I want it, I'm going to eat it. And my body loves it.
Exactly. And everything we eat makes us healthy. So just to recap, some things that you want to do to kind of, and you can do this with your appearance as well. You can change what you look like, with doing the same sort of thing. You can change anything physically about yourself, and weight loss is changing your appearance. So you can go through and dump out your whole entire old story, right? Like Brittany says, and then put it into positive intentions and then throw out that old piece of paper. You don't need it anymore. Rip it up. Symbolically, it's gone. You're never thinking that anymore. And then, it's throughout the day, stay on your mental diet. Watch what you're having a conversation with food about. Because if you were like me and you said, oh, if I just smell a muffin, I gain 5 pounds. Well, guess what? You're going to gain 5 pounds out of nowhere. So start catching those thoughts, changing them into, and on the moment on your mental diet, start changing them, as well as, what I did was I just started doing intentions before I ate, because I was like, well, why not? If I've missed any intentions throughout the day, I'm going to get them in now before I actually eat this. And, and it just becomes a habit. And you don't need to do this forever because your thoughts will go on autopilot. Once you start, seeing the results and it becomes subconscious mind programmed in there, and then you're on autopilot and you no longer have to do the hard work. It's just a little bit of maintenance once in a while that you may catch yourself, but it becomes a lot easier. But in the beginning, you do have to put the effort in, right?
Yeah, that's so true. And like you said, like the maintenance, I totally get that, because my sister will be eating the same thing and she's like, oh, I wish I could eat that. But anytime I eat that, it makes me like get so bloated and gain weight. And I'm like, I don't know how that is, I don't know what that's like. But then I'm like, all right, I need to make sure I'm like good on my intentions. Cause sometimes being around people who are saying those like old things that you used to think, the old beliefs, you want to just be like, all right, let me just get on top of my intentions just in case. But yeah, like you said, it just, after you get it, it goes onto autopilot and it's just natural.
Right. And you nailed it, right? When, even though they said it, it may not necessarily be your belief, but if you accidentally agree with it, like I do once in a while,
Yeah.
it's a good thing to just clean her up. Just clean it up, reinstate your intention. It isn't going to hurt anybody. And, doing intentions and focusing on what you want, it should be fun. It should be enjoyable. And, and start intending that it is fun and it's enjoyable, and start intending that everything is easy and effortlessly in your reality. Wow. Talk much today. Anyway. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Brittany. If anybody would like any help losing weight, getting an SP back, Brittany's available. She's having a sale. Check the link in the description below. And yeah, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Amanda. Thanks, guys.
And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.